What do you think this does to a community when they hear about all these jobs that are supposedly coming and then they don't?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it can be a major disappointment. It can turn the local population far more cynical about these type of projects.
There were great hopes for the North Carolina company Wolfspeed when Congress passed the CHIPS and Science Act exactly 3 years ago. Since then, things haven't always gone as Wolfspeed and economic developers had hoped, but today may bring hope.
And this week, President Trump announced that he is imposing 100% tariffs on semiconductors and computer chips that are not made in the United States. As you'll see in tonight's Buckley Report, that may be exactly what a company like Wolfspeed needs to recover from these tough times.
It was the business equivalent of a storybook tale. A homegrown company that creates thousands of high-paying jobs and builds a state-of-the-art plant to bring strategic high-tech manufacturing back to the U.S.
How big a deal was this operation for the state?
They said they estimated they were going to grow the state's economy by over $17.5 billion over 20 years, so that's a pretty big deal.
Wolfspeed is a chip and semiconductor company started by NC State grads that is one of a series of crown jewels the state has recruited to what it calls the Carolina Core, a series of megasites that stretches from the Triad down to Fayetteville, a run of success that can skew the public's expectations.
Do people get too bought into when they hear these announcements that they think it's inevitable?
I think they do. I mean, you hear it and you want to be hopeful. Oh, they're going to bring all these jobs. They're well-paying jobs.
And they may.
And they may. You pay around $100,000 or $80,000 or whatever, and that's a really good salary. But stipulate may. That's not a guarantee.
We saw that 20 years ago when Dell built a plant to make computers in Forsyth County, creating thousands of jobs. But just 4 years later, that plant was empty. Something journalist Brian Balfour says isn't uncommon.
When you look at the last couple of decades of these incentive projects, and you find that fewer than half of the promised jobs ever materialize. And indeed, more than 1/3 of these projects fail to create even a single job.
The Dell situation led to the state rewriting its incentives offers to only kick in after the jobs are created. But the reality of these projects is often somewhere between boom or bust. Wolfspeed, for example, had more than 5,000 employees just last year, many of them at this state-of-the-art plant in Siler City, but they're down to a little more than half that after filing for bankruptcy on June 30th.
When you heard they were having financial troubles, did that surprise you?
No, not at all. It's such a constantly changing marketplace that we're in, especially in the business that Wolfspeed is in, rapidly changing, very dynamic. It's very hard to predict who's going to end up succeeding from one year, even one fiscal quarter to the next.
It's a lot of money to throw at something you're not sure about.
Absolutely, absolutely.
President Biden visited Wolfspeed's Siler City plant in March of 2023 as the federal government promised the company $750 million as part of the CHIPS Act, but Wolfspeed never got that money. Bankruptcy doesn't mean a company is going out of business, and in fact, it can be a pathway back to success, something Wolfspeed told us it hopes to be, saying in a statement that we have recently taken significant steps to secure our future, and our facility in Siler City is central to Wolfspeed's long-term strategy. We are well positioned to ramp up production at this facility as market demand strengthens. But Balfour believes the government's good intentions may have made things more difficult for a company like Wolfspeed, which is a big player in the electrical vehicle market.
The EV industry itself is very heavily government dependent on subsidies and tax breaks. So it's a very fickle industry, and so I think a lot of companies started to rush into it when they saw that there's government sweeteners available, and it could start to be a little bit overcrowded. So businesses naturally are going to fail when it starts to become overcrowded.
Sometimes the best of intentions don't get you where you want to go. Bob Buckley, Fox 8 News.
And although the electric vehicle sales that companies like Wolfspeed counts on have grown from just 55,000 in 2011 to more than 15 million in 2023, China is currently dominating that market, and Ford's CEO Jim Farley called China's progress in EVs the most humbling thing he's ever seen.